Hi guys, I'm back with another energy reading. This time I got Neptune in Cancer with the moon. This is a lot of the same energy. I feel a lot of soul tribe, roots, and ancestor energy here. Neptune in Cancer signifies a generation or collective of people driven by deep emotional intuition, a longing for a spiritual sense of belonging, and an intense devotion to home and heritage, i.e., soul tribe, ancestors. Neptune rules dreams. Cancer governs the family. People with this placement often seek transcendence and healing through loved ones. And once again, I'm not reading the astrological placements right now. These are oracle cards, and I'm basing the energy off of my pull. So while this can be your placement that you have, it's also the collective energy that I'm reading. Intuitives and empaths. This energy represents high psychic sensitivity. We absorb, if you're an intuitive or an empath, yeah, we absorb the emotions of others, making us deeply caring, but prone to taking on more emotional weight than we can handle. This is a good topic, and I want to just take a moment and break from this and talk about that. When you're an empath, when you're intuitive, when you're highly empathetic, people see that, okay? And maybe you don't even know, but other people do. And they see that in you, and they know. And if they're not in the right kind of energy, they will absolutely take advantage of it. I call them Klingons. But what it really is parasitic energy. A parasite has to attach to something, a host, right? So that's essentially what I mean when I say a Klingon. It's just a joke. I have to joke about excuse me, I have to joke about this stuff, because if I don't, I will, collapse. But excuse me, I have multiple people in my life that have recently tried to do this and are still actively trying to do it. It took me so much motivation and prayer, a spiritual shower, listening to frequencies and stuff to get rid of this Klingon that clinged on to me yesterday. And I'm going to be, exiting that toxic cycle very soon. Not soon enough, in my opinion. Anyway, so you may not notice it now, okay? But if you're an empath, you will absolutely absorb other people's energy, their emotions, their thoughts. And I want to also this is a warning. Pay attention to people who will, and I've said this in a recent video, but this is something I'm going through right now, so I want to talk about it. Pay attention to people who manipulate and try to get an emotional reaction out of you. They're like, they're trying to test your gangster. I'm feeling this heavy right now, and I know it's not just me. Okay, so if you get down, if you ever got down, if you're an OG, whatever, people know this about you. This is not a good time to be emotionally reactive to people. If you know, and you will know in your intuition, you will know in your soul when you're around the person, it feels like your soul is fighting inside you to get away from this person. Or you just know they're not acting normal, their behavior's off, and they're trying to triangulate you in a situation. They're running around telling people, oh, Taryn's so mean to me, and oh, I'm afraid of her, and blah, and they're okay, and then that pollutes someone else's mind against you. And then they, and you know about this somehow. Some of us are that intuitive, some of us find out other ways. And they're doing this, and then you get in their presence, and they're not acting right. They're wanting a reaction out of you so that they can run back to those people that they've already talked about you to and lied about you and made you seem like you're this big bad bully, this mean person, when you're absolutely not anything like that. You're an empath, which means you are a special soul on earth, and you feel other people's pain when you're in their presence. Don't absorb it, but anyway, and don't react. This is a time of non-impulsive reactions. I would highly recommend against it. If you normally are an impulsive person who acts on emotions or passion or anything like that, I would ask you to think twice right now, because it's not a good time for this. Our gangster is being tested by people. And trust me, they want us to react. They want to rage bait us. They want us to be emotionally reactive to their behavior. And it's just not going to happen with some of us. Some of us who have learned the lesson, some of us who are in control of our emotions and our mental, because we're balanced. These people are trying to rock the boat. They want our boat to tip over, okay? But it's not going to, because our boat is solid, because Jesus Christ is on the boat with us. Feel me? Okay. And he did what when he was out fishing with his disciples? Calmed the wind, walked on water. Just never forget. Always try to find your center. Try to find that peace within you, because these people are so immature. I was listening to Moon yesterday, Divine Feminine Tarot Tea, or the Queen's House in Winter. She's so good. If you're a woman, a female, and I would highly advise you go listen to her lectures on the Queen's House in Winter. She is bomb.com, and she nails it like it's unbelievable. And she's funny too. She's very intelligent, very entertaining, great sense of humor, and a beautiful lady. But yes, it is just. She was talking about Arrested Development, and that's exactly what it is. People can be 70 years old, but they didn't mature past high school. Do you see what I'm saying? And I've been thinking a lot about this kind of behavior in general out in the world right now. And I feel like, I know I've seen a lot of videos on this topic about men who go for women that are way younger than them, like 20, 30 years younger and stuff like that. And they you know, they will essentially get the classification of a chomo, and and as they should, because that's exactly what they are. But I understand now why these some men out in society. I'm not speaking about anybody specific, okay? But these men who go for women that are way younger than them, it's a maturity thing. See, they could be 45, but not have developed maturity wise past high school or college age. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, arrested development. And it's everywhere. And I know 70-year-olds that have this issue. I know 40-year-olds that have this issue. I know 60-year-olds that act like a toddler. So, yeah, it's a major issue. But once you see that in a person, then you can form a plan of protecting yourself from their childish, immature behaviors. Okay? All right. Let's keep going with the energy of Neptune and Cancer. Nostalgia and heritage. There is a strong spiritual attachment to the past, roots, and homeland. Idealizing family traditions and domestic life. And that's why I say there is a lot of ancestor energy here. I know I've been really connecting and stuff with my ancestors recently, and it's been I always loved their energy, and I always loved for them to come and visit me and so on and so forth. But yeah, so there's a call here, if you don't know your heritage, to look into it and find out what you can see. And then if you feel a pull to it, I would ask you to start honoring that heritage. Look into it, look into the culture, the practices, all that stuff, and take from it what you will, and incorporate it into your daily life. You know, I've spoken many times about mine. One of the proudest heritages I have is the my native heritage to the Choctaw clan. So, and I always felt very connected to the earth, spirituality, that kind of thing. And then when I found that out, I understood why. And I still understand why. And there's still places I can go where I live now. Because where I'm at now, there's a lot. Like, there are so many places around that have a lot of Native American history and background. This was their land after all, right? All of this, all of the United States was theirs. Until who came and slaughtered them and caged them and put them in cages, basically. Not cages, but on their own little plot of, but all of this is their land, you know, but whatever, I don't want to get into that right now. But what I'm saying is, I feel like that's why I feel such a strong pull to go back to the simplicity of life. And because, think about it, they used everything from the earth. You know, they would break the dead wood off of trees, the wood, the branches that are closest to the ground that don't have any life growing off, they would break those off to use them as firewood. They didn't cut the whole tree down. You know what I'm saying? They took from the earth only what they needed. And when they had been in a location, just take the I think it's Cherokee, for example. It like they lived like kind of like nomad, traveling around, and but even their tents were made of leather and sticks. They didn't take more than they needed, and when they left a location, you couldn't even tell that they had been there. But look at what white man has done to this country. I love the sky. I like to cloud sky. I love the sky. I love the mountains. I live in such beauty, majestic beauty that God created. And I'm always, when I'm driving home from work or whatever, and I see these beautiful like shots, and I want to pull over and take a picture. And you know what disturbs me is there's always something man-made in the picture that I just cannot eliminate for some, you know what I mean? Power lines and these gaudy like street lights and stuff, and it just takes away from the beauty. And I know it's here because we don't need any of it. We don't need electricity. We have the sun. The government just doesn't want us to not have to pay an electric bill. That's the truth. Because if we had any sense at all, we would all have solar panels and wouldn't be paying no bills for electricity and gas and propane, so on and so forth. But see, that's how they keep us limited. That's how they keep us in poverty, because every cent we make every week goes to a bill, rent, mortgage, fuel, to travel around. What did the Native Americans use? Horses. Like, that's why horses were put here. Do you see what I'm saying? I have such a strong pull to go back to a simpler way of life, and that is where I'm going. Whether anyone wants me to or not, it does not matter. You cannot stop me. You can't. And that's another thing. There's so many people right now that are trying to control me in my life. I think that's so weird. And I'm going to call it out right now, because I'm 47 years old. Why should a boss, a parent, a friend, anybody think that they have control over you and where you're going in life and what you're doing? I don't understand why these people think that they're going to do it. First of all, why they want to do it. And then furthermore, I'm tired of it. Like, I'm so sick to death of it. And what I was talking to my older son the other day about this. Anything that makes you feel bound or trapped is from the man downstairs, because God doesn't do that. I mean, that's why, look at the song Amazing Grace. If you're familiar with it, my chains are gone. It says it all right there in the name of that song. Amazing Grace, my chains are gone. They played that song at my father's funeral, and I still cry when I hear it, because I could just see him being freed from his chains when he passed away. Because he had a hard battle, and it wasn't a freeing battle. It was definitely a binding, chaining battle that he fought at the end because of the C word. And when I hear that song now, I see him throwing his hands up and praising God, being set free of this limiting body, and walking with Christ on the beach. That's what I see. And that's what we all will experience, and we all can experience it while we're still alive. But anybody, any spirit, any entity, any person place thing. I mean, I'm gonna have to reference Chiron too now. Chiron Intuition, he's awesome. I would highly recommend you check him out as well. He talks about this kind of stuff too, quite frequently. And yeah, you just, and I lost my train of thought there because I'm getting upset here about, just talking about my dad, but it's a sore subject. But sorry about that. But yeah, so anything that's binding. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. He talks about, contracts. And some contracts are okay, but some contracts are not okay. Anything that binds you to something, that tries to control you, that's not a good contract. A good contract would be like getting a job, getting a vehicle, and having to have a loan on it, or a mortgage or something. Those are still binding contracts, but they're not like devil contracts. But anything, any person, entity, anything like that is trying to bind you and control you, that's an easy sign right there of knowing that person, place, thing, energy, spirit, entity, whatever, that's inhabiting a person is of the devil. I don't know a nicer way to say it. Because he's the one that wants to put chains on us. God doesn't. God frees us from the chains. Jesus frees us from the chains. Okay? I really like being able to share this stuff on these videos because I feel like it's going to help somebody, and it helps me work through my emotions and my I'm just going to be honest, it makes me angry. This stuff makes me angry because I know who these people are, and they won't stop trying. And it's so weird to me, but I know it's an ancient battle. I keep talking about that too. It's a tale as old as time. And it really is. The good, glowing spirit trying to be trapped and caged, just like a fairy. Like Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. Remember that when they, I can't remember, I think it was Captain Hook, put her in the, trapped her and put her in something. Like, and that's literally, I feel like, how these people and entities see us. They see us as glowing little balls of light flying around, spreading love and joy and fairy dust to people, and they want to snatch us up with a butterfly net and put us in a jar. And it's weird. It's just weird. But it's understandable, I guess. If you're evil, it's understandable. Yeah. Because I've never in my life thought of trapping a person or trying to trap them or trying to control. No, I can't say that. I have dated a couple of men in the past, and I'm not going to be too specific because I try not to, highlight people too much if I can help it. But there was a couple of relationships that I was in that I was trying to control them because of what they were doing. Substances, cheating with nasty, dirty butts, okay? And women who have been passed around and they're a yard sale. Like, it's just not, it's not, they've been with everybody in the town, okay? And that's why I say yard sale. They've just been passed around. It's not it's whose turn is it? Whose turn is it? You see what I'm saying? So, but I was younger then. I didn't realize, like, that means that guy's a piece of crap and you need to kick him to the curb because you're so much better than that and you shouldn't even care what he's doing. I mean, eventually I did do that with these men, obviously, because I am now single and celibate and have been for a long time. That's another thing. I would, I see a lot of value in celibacy, not spreading your beautiful, sacred energy around to people who do not deserve it. And that's exactly how you can look at it. Unless you are healed. If you're not healed, you're not a goddess or a queen, okay? I mean, all women deserve respect, but no. I'm not saying to go treat a toxic woman like a queen. That's the problem in the world right now as it is. There are so many karmic, toxic women who have divine masculines, and they don't deserve them. They don't even know what to do with them. They make them and themselves miserable trying to keep them. So technically, they've destiny swapped with us. Because the healed women, the queens, the goddesses are supposed to have the male version of that. So I'm telling you what, there are changes, there are shifts happening right now in Soul Tribe. So you might have a man right now that you don't deserve, that you don't treat right, that you aren't even aligned with, you have nothing in common with, you do nothing for him, you sit around all day, you don't clean the house, you don't cook, you don't do nothing. But be depressed and obsessed over him. And what he's doing, trying to pry into his phone and his personal life, looking at, if that's how desperate you are, you need to let that person go. Because if you have to constantly monitor them and worry about what they're doing, that ain't your person. And this goes to both sides of the coin. I'm not just talking about women right now, I'm talking about men too. But whoever you are, you toxic energies who have your grasp and hold on these divine beings, we're about to fly the coop. Do you understand? You're about to get walked away from. They know exactly who you are. They know you're not divine. Give me a man and see what I do for him. That's all I got to say here. Cook, clean, do his laundry. Treat him like a king if he's out there working hard every day for me and my family, his family, and for the things he has. That's absolutely what he deserves. And if you're not giving it to him, I'm telling you what, this is a season of change right now, people. And so if you're a toxic person watching this video, get ready to lose them. Because you're about to. Because soul tribes are coming together. Which means the divine are coming together with the divine. And the toxic karmic people are going to be left behind. So level up, ascend, or the flood's coming. I don't know what else to tell you. And you're not getting on the ark. Okay. Sanctuary seekers. These energies have a gift for transforming their living spaces into comforting, sacred spaces. The challenge is holding on to too much clutter due to sentimental value. What did I just say? Oh my gosh, you toxic karmic people, you're part of the clutter and you're about to get we're about to throw you out in the trash, okay? You're about to get kicked to the curb. Excuse me. If you have to try really hard by any means necessary, and I'm not going to go into each thing I've seen and witnessed and watched women do and men do to people. If you have to do too much, that's not your person. Just leave them be and go move on with your life. Stop trying to be weirdos. Stop trying to stalk people. Stop trying to hold on to people and go around spreading lies, rumors, and gossip about them to turn a whole community against them and so on and so forth. Your efforts are retarded, and so are you. I hate to say it, but I have to sometimes, okay? Because if you're homeless, riding a skateboard, acting crazy because you're on substances, hollering and screaming and acting a fool, and have my name in your mouth, trust me, everyone knows what you're doing, dude. Okay? Everyone knows what you're doing. And they know what substance you're on, too. So, I'd watch it. I really would, because, you know, this specific person I'm talking about, haven't thought about them or mentioned them to anyone in a long time. Because when I walk away all the way. I don't cling to that person. I don't try to go around and make trouble for them. I don't wish ill on them. But those of you who do that, your karma is coming. I don't know any other way to say it, but and if you don't, I don't believe in karma. Do you believe in the Bible? Last time I checked, you did, and it says in the Bible, you reap what you sow. Hello, smarty pants. Anybody that says they don't believe in karma but are a Christian or believe in the Bible and stuff, just throw that at them. I don't believe in karma. Well, do you believe in what you reap is what you sow? It's the same thing with a different word on it. That's how ignorant these people are. They can't open up their mind to see things. But anyway, I'm on a rant right now. I just gotta get it out. I'm sorry. All right, let's look at the astrological significance of Neptune in Cancer. Universal love and illusion. There are illusions present in this energy. As I also drew the moon card. What is hidden? Illusions. This is a collective energy, not an individual one. Okay? And I believe this coincides with what I've been talking about just now. Universal love. But there's also illusion. And that's what makes us love people that aren't for us. Is illusion. Why? Because they're frauds and phonies. They pretend to be something that they're not, so that they can take something away from a divine being. And some of us in the collective have let them do it, and there's some of them are still currently doing it. And so, you know, and I would advise, like, if you know somebody cares about you, you just know. You see it in their eyes. You feel it in your soul. You see the way they act around you compared to the way they act around other people. Or they've straight up told you. Yet they won't let go of a toxic person who has treated them poorly, horribly, taken all their money out of savings and just emptied every drop of it out of there. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I know you watch me. And then, like, or laid hands on you, beat you. Like, I don't know I don't understand why you can't let that person go. Especially when you know you have someone else who really cares about you and would really take care of you and love you for who you are. You wouldn't have to wear a mask around them. You wouldn't have to empty your savings out on me. You know what I'm saying? Like on that person, I am just so tired of this crap. And I know it's about to be over, so that's why I'm getting it all out. Because I have a lot of Sag in my chart. Today's the full moon in Sag, so I just got to get this out, guys. I'm sorry. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these women who have destiny swapped with me. Taking men that are rightfully for me. A divine feminine energy, a goddess, a queen, who is healed, who knows how to treat a man like a king. But you guys have got to walk away from this stuff. Or stay and be miserable for the rest of your life and what's left of it. But I won't be part of that anymore. And I'm not wasting my time on men who are sleepwalking through life. Oh, well, this is what I have to do. Because I can't grab what's in my underwear and use them. BALLS. I think I have more of them than a lot of men I know. The challenge in this energy, besides me ranting and raving about this topic. Okay, the challenge is escapism. When reality becomes harsh, you may retreat into nostalgic daydreams rather than facing challenges head on. Hello, what have I been talking about? Don't get stuck in daydreams, people. There's something called demonic nostalgia. And that's something else that Moon, the Queen's House in Winter, she's talked about it. And it's true. Remember when we used to do drugs together? That's demonic nostalgia. Why would I want to remember that? I know I am a recovered addict and alcoholic. But every time you see somebody, they want to remind you of your past and what you guys used to do together. But remember when you were homeless? Remember when you didn't have nothing? Remember? No, I try not to remember. Because I don't stay stuck in the past. I stay stuck in the present moment, which is where I am. Looking to the sun, looking forward, looking to flow through life. Not to stay trapped in my past. And trust me, there are so many people that want me trapped there. And it is so weird to me. Why do you always want to remind me of what I used to do? Like I don't remember, clearly. Like that wasn't a horrible time of my life that I never want to go back to. But yeah, let's sit and talk about remember when. Remember the good old days when you used to walk everywhere because you were camped in a tent, because you were homeless, because you lost your house, because you lost your job, because you lost your vehicle, because you lost your kids? Who would want to remind you of stuff like that? I ask you, I beg you to ask yourself those questions. And when you realize what's taking place when that happens, if it does happen to you, and if it does, I'm sorry. But that's when you know it's time to eliminate those people from your life. Because they don't want you to be free. They don't want you to get away from them. They don't want you to do better. And right there, and everything I just said, who does that? Who doesn't want you to do better, to be better? A whole demon. That's who. Over-identifying with loved ones. This energy can blur. We may sacrifice their own identity for the sake of the family. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Maybe I didn't read this right. This energy can blur lines, and we may sacrifice our own identity for the sake of our families, or society, or friends, Well, my friends don't like that person. Even though my friends are not the greatest people, I'm going to listen to them. Or I'm not happy here, but I know this loved one thinks they need me or wants me to be here. So I'm going to sacrifice my own happiness in life, my own path, so that I can stay stuck and trapped here with them. Because I'm worried about what people will say. Because I'm worried about how the conversation would go. Because I'm a man but don't have the guts to sit somebody down and tell them, look, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't care about you like that. I want to move on with my life and live. These are the challenges. Escapism and self-sacrifice. I feel like I'm repeating myself with these messages, but they're all lining up. And if you've been watching me and following me, you'll know that I'm not lying about that. I don't lie anyway. I don't intentionally lie. And sometimes we have to lie about little white lies to so that we don't hurt people's feelings and stuff like that. But other than that, I don't. And I'm even having issues doing that anymore. Like, just because someone else is living in an illusion doesn't mean you have to join them there, right? Let them be Delulu all by themselves. That's what I call delusional people, Delulu. Delulu. Like I said, you have to make little jokes because that's the only way you can make it through sometimes. You have to find humor and something to laugh about in every situation. And that's what I try to do. Also, be grateful. This full moon energy, I already did a full moon reading yesterday, but this full moon energy is about change. It really is. There's a lot of changes going on right now. A lot of challenges. So again, if you've got any kind of fire in your chart right now, I would encourage you to not react to anger, so on and so forth. Any kind of passionate emotion besides a good passionate emotion, then I would encourage you to definitely do that. But, if it's a bad kind of fiery emotion, I would encourage you to check yourself at the door. Air signs, I would encourage you to not run your mouth too much during this time. Water signs, don't react from your emotions at this time. Earth signs, I know you're very, you like to be in a routine and everything like that and all that, but the challenge right now is to break out of that. Break out of your comfort zone. It's time for change. It's time for soul families and tribes to come together. It's time for mismatched couples to separate, get divorced, whatever needs to take place. Because if you don't, essentially, it's going to blow up in your face eventually. I mean, I don't know about I don't know how some people can do it. I just don't. I can't keep putting up with something that I know isn't right. I can't keep being around somebody that's trying to entrap me, attach themselves to me, cling on, parasitic energy. And the more someone tries to trap me and control me, I feel it in my spirit and I will resist it. But these are the challenges for specific signs and just for all of us right now. I feel like this full moon energy's got me all upset this morning. But I hope you'll forgive me for being passionate in this message. But, I had to say it. So, I love you guys. I hope you found something you could take from this. Don't self-sacrifice, please. And stop staying with partners and people and around people and places and things that you know are trying to trap you, control you. They want to get an emotional reaction out of you, rage bait you, Anything like that that you see and notice or feel, just avoid it. Pray for strength and deception to be revealed to you. Pray for your enemies. Send them love and light, because this is a season of change. So if we're getting good changes, the toxic karmic individuals in our lives are going to be going through bad changes. And that's just the karmic wheel of justice spinning, the universe spinning on its axis like it's supposed to. See, these energies have been getting away with a lot for a long time. But it's time for balance. Divine justice. Divine interruption. It's all divine timing, right? So get ready. For those of you that have been on the healing journey, that are doing what you can, the best you can, or healing, cutting toxic karmic people out of your life, cutting addictions, cutting people, places, and things out that no longer serve your highest and greatest good. If you have been doing these things, good changes are coming into your life. If you are the toxic karmic individual that has been doing things to divine people, trapping them, holding them back, so on and so forth, or trying to, at least, because nobody has the power over you but God. Only if you allow it, right? So get ready, guys. It's either going to be good change or bad change, and there, none of this is coming from me. I'm just channeling energy and telling you what I know. That is what I'm doing on this channel. I'm always channeling. I'm telling you what I know in my spirit. Claircognizance and sentience are my two greatest strengths. Feeling and knowing without knowing how. It's a weird thing to try to describe, but if you either know or you don't know, and if you don't know, then don't judge, because you have no idea. But I know certain things and feel certain things, and I channel from the Most High, and yeah. I hope you have a great day. Stay calm. Stay clear. Stay grounded in the present moment. And love you. And I hope to see you again soon. Well, I will see you again soon. All right. Peace out, guys.